Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are back here for round 12 of the Formula 1 League here for Season 4 on the PlayStation platform, PS4 and PS5 crossplay. We are here at Circuit of the Americas for what is coming towards the end of this season, and it's looking a bit like Joe Ram's going to be wrapping up this title as he's got quite a sizable lead, 30 odd points now over Bennett, and with Bennett not being here tonight, it means that it's going to be almost a formality now, these last few races. Can Joram take a win and extend his gap to 50 odd points? And if so, he might be able to wrap up the title at the next race. But it's going to be fascinating to see what happens here tonight. We've got a slightly depleted grid due to the fact that we've obviously England are playing the USA. The game starts in about, I think, kicks off in about 5 minutes. So that's obviously a big factor, but also just a few people couldn't make it due to other factors as well. So that's a shame that obviously we've only got 14 drivers on the grid tonight, but nonetheless we should be in for a bit of a treat. Circuit of the Americas never disappoints, and I believe I've got also got a special guest in the commentary box tonight. I haven't actually had a chance to pull up the mic, so I don't know if you're there, mate, but Max GT, do you copy? Hello? It's going very well, thank you. Good to have you with us in the box. First time in the commentary box. I don't know if you've done any commentating before. No, there's nothing to be nervous about. It's all quite chill, really, to be honest. I can see you're pulling in the viewers. We've got over 11 people watching right now. Absolutely great stuff. Smash the like button if you're enjoying right now, guys. If you enjoy the F1 game, or if you enjoy Motive in general, then please do leave a like. It really does help us out an enormous amount. But here we are currently. Well, drivers just on their outlap at the moment. Max, you do actually drive in our league, usually. Obviously tonight, you didn't really fancy it. This is not really your track. Well, I agree with you on the Zandvoort bit. I think it's a hideous track, Zandvoort. I mean, I quite like this one, to be fair. I've always got on well with Kota. I quite like the openness. I've always enjoyed this one, but then again, I've driven it on Project Cars, and I haven't driven it on ATC actually, but I've driven this game to death on Project Cars, and so I think I kind of worked up a bit of experience with that. But you know, each to their own, and obviously Zandvoort, I can fully empathise with you on that one, as I think anybody can who's driven it. Nobody really likes Zandvoort. Was it here? It was here. Oh, right, okay, that makes sense then. So obviously Zandvoort's fresh in the mind at the moment. It's nothing to do with... There's no trauma lingering over Kota right now. But... That's a good point. Didn't you win the Zandvoort race? I'm just thinking, you know what, it didn't even occur to me when you said that. I just remember you came from the back of the pack, didn't you, in changeable conditions, and you somehow won that. Do you know what, that race, I remember that now actually, it's coming back to me. The memories are flooding back. I remember that was Joram's probably the worst race I've ever seen him drive, that one. Yeah, I remember he got a couple of penalties actually after the race from the stewards as well during that race. And in fact, the irony was it was his dad Raki who oversaw some of the stewards' inquiries. And yeah, him and I had to sort of sit in the stewards' room afterwards over text on Discord and just sort of like review Joram's incidents. And to be fair, Raki was very, very professional in all of it. You know, he wasn't being biased or anything like that. He was very straight to the point. You know. Yeah, very matter of fact, and you know, there's no sort of like trying to let his boy off or anything like that. But you know, fair play to him. But Raki actually joined us. I think it was last season. It might have been last season at this track. Actually, I think he joined me in the box for one of the streams. So Raki's done a bit of commentary. He's obviously one of our stewards as well, coordinators on the Motive Discord. He is very dignified and. Yeah, just very honest and genuine. But yeah, he's currently out there at the moment in this Alpha Tauri. Obviously, he used to be teammates with Joram, as you remember, Max. But this season they went their separate ways. Yeah. He's teaming up with Red Nas now, hasn't he? Joram is teaming up with Red Nas in the Red Bull. Joram's always been in the Red Bull. Yeah, definitely. I mean, these guys race in a few leagues, I think, throughout the week, but I don't really get to see much of them, to be honest. I see, you know what? It's a bit of a trend on Discord now. I notice a lot of the guys who race in our leagues, and I don't really pay much attention to other leagues. I'm simply streaming most nights, so it's difficult to. But I noticed that all of these guys have got their little stats on their Discord, on their bios, and stuff like that. They've got number of races, number of wins, number of podiums. I think, oh my god, like you guys are going so like fully. Yeah, literally, it's being treated like a full-on sport, like they're athletes collecting resumes and stuff like that. But fair play to them. Yeah, I think that if your ratios weren't that great, you probably wouldn't be putting them in a bio. But obviously, these guys they've achieved certain levels, and they want to show it off. They want to gloat about it, and fair play. But Vincent Janssen goes top of the leaderboard. I've heard a rumor that he's actually somebody else. But I'm not going to go too much into it just yet. But I've heard a rumour that apparently him and Demspecki have sorted out the differences. There was an incident on track a few races ago, which to me looked like it might have been a little bit deliberate. But nonetheless, it sounds like they've got over that. So hopefully there's no problems. Demspecki obviously not here tonight, but would usually be here. So let's see if Vincent Janssen can just try and maybe redeem himself a little bit here tonight at the circuit in Americas. If he can, then maybe we might be okay with letting him in under his real name. But obviously he's currently on provisional pole at the moment. Joram's still yet to do a proper lap here at the moment. Let's pull up the tyre graphics so we can get some idea of who's doing what. So Vincent Janssen has actually done that fastest time on the medium tyres. I don't know about yourself, Max. I know that you're a bit averse to driving this track, obviously. But in terms of like the tyres, do you know what what would you have thought would be the best? Would you say the soft would probably be the most confident tyre around this circuit? Yeah, like you say, it is a bit of a head scratcher, the fact that he's going out there on the mediums when you can select a fresh set of tyres, and you don't have to start the race on the tyres that you qualify on. But nonetheless, he feels like he has some confidence out there. He's made it work so far. I wouldn't have thought the Deg would be that extreme, but he looks like he's staying out there for the time being then. Joram's still yet to do a lap, obviously. We're going to keep an eye on him, see what he can do in the second part of this qualifying session, as there's a long way to go. And obviously in the absence of Bennett tonight, he might find himself a long way clear in the championship after tonight. I've actually not got the championship standings up to date, unfortunately, so we're not 100% sure what exactly they are, but in my head I worked it out. It's just over 30 points in favour of Joram at the top of the standings, so it's going to be, it will take some kind of monumental effort from Bennett in the final 3 races after tonight to be able to close that gap. We have got a couple of comments coming in here tonight on the YouTube stream. Levy Grieve says Haas for the win. I think that's the Grieve there commenting. No, it's not the Grieve, it's Little Grievey commenting. The Grieve is out here tonight and he's just gone provisional pole position as we speak about him, but that's his brother, I think, Little Grievey, who usually races with us, but unfortunately can't make it tonight, so he's flying the flag, the Grieve flying it, the Haas flag by himself here tonight. We've also got F1 Racer Game for Life here saying you can't hear me. Well, no, I wouldn't have thought so either. Even then, it also says Game Tech is Max commentating. I can't hear my son. Hold on, Max. Let's sort this out because I think there might be an issue. There might be an issue with the party chat. Oh, what's happened? Who's gone on pole? Yeah, excellent stuff there. You're obviously saying his real name there, aren't you? Yeah, man. Fair play. That's understandable. I'm always like I couldn't even get used to calling him Yelmo. It's just like, for me, I just see his name, I think Jelram. Yeah, Jelram. Yeah. I'm sorry. I sound so ignorant, but I just can't get out of the habit. It's impossible now. I'm too far gone. But right, okay, let's have a look, because apparently you can't be heard on the stream, so I'm just going to double check my settings. It's alright, it's no biggie, we can sort it out, but I'm just going to pull out my share settings. So let's go to maybe broadcast settings. No. Capture options, maybe include party audio. Right, hold on, let me just, because I'm actually streaming to Twitch, to my personal Twitch, and then streaming through that to YouTube. So let me just double check on my Twitch stream, and alright, so just say anything at all. Just do like an audio check, 1, 2, 3. Just say anything at all. Just do like an audio check, 1, 2, 3. No, you still can't be heard at the moment. Alright, it's alright, no worries. We'll get to the bottom of it. What about broadcast? Yeah, oh no, it's definitely a problem with Twitch, because I'm streaming to Twitch, and then obviously, you know, OBS or Streamlabs, whatever you use to stream. I'm streaming from my computer using OBS. So whatever's on there will be streamed straight, so it's basically a problem with my Twitch stream. What about party settings? It could be that. Let's have a quick look. So right, guys, we obviously, if we got 2 commentators in, then we want to be able to hear both of us, as it does always help to punctuate the race that little bit better. It means that I'm not constantly blurting out rubbish at high speed constantly as well. So here we are, we've got mute game voice chat is off, share your voice, allow. Right, Max, it might be a problem with yours. I don't know if you so what you want to do, go to party settings first. So obviously you're on PS4, PS5. Right, yes, so same here. So you want to go to the party.
Yeah, I think that should be it.
Alright, cool, let me double check. Alright.
We are testing.
Yeah, there is some little bit of audio here. Let me just turn myself down a little bit so that we're the same sort of volume. Well, make sure you're turned all the way up as well. Right, I'm going to turn you all the way up, so now we should be able to hear a fully fledged Max here in the on the comms. Let us know, guys.
Good evening to everyone, because this is the first time we've heard you, me even.
Yes, indeed. I've been talking to Max the whole time. You wouldn't have known it. You would have thought, what's going wrong with Andy? What is wrong with this guy? He's just totally nuts. But now it should be all right. So we're coming towards the end of this qualifying session. Max, obviously, you know these guys quite well. You can see your friend Yama, otherwise we know him on the stream, Jelram.
difference between the two.
Yeah, he's 4 attempts clear, so normal service resumed as far as we're concerned, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Jerome is very quick when it's concerning Formula 1 and any other game really. Yeah, he's just one of a kind really. Why he's not in the F1 esports, I don't know.
No, I think ultimately he might just not have the spare time to be able to do it at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you have to be.
GTJ, however.
GTJ, yeah. Again, he's a quick guy as well. We've seen these guys.
Yeah, definitely a title competitor. I don't know really like the situation in the standings. I think he's not really fighting for the championship, but definitely he's quick. I've had a few battles with him.
Yeah, the only reason why GTJ is not in that battle is because he didn't race I think it was the first 3 races of the season. I know he took a bit of sabbatical off of, because I remember him saying to me at the start of the season, I remember him saying he wasn't a fan of F1 22 and the handling, and he sort of like played ACC for a bit. I know that obviously I've seen you play an ACC in your dad's servers. But he played a bit of ACC, and I think he decided he preferred ACC for a while. And then eventually came back to F1, and I think he's now more focused on F1 than he is on ACC. But he went through a little phase where I think he was more of an ACC player, and he's obviously come back. But he obviously has taken to this F1 22 game eventually. He said he didn't like it at first, but he seems to have got the hang of it.
I was warming up, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to have got the hang of it now for sure.
So do we want to be on board with Joe for this final lap?
Yeah, go on then. Good idea. Let's go on board with our reigning champion, championship leader as well. He's a 2-time champion here at Motive Racing. Can he wrap it up here? He can't wrap it up tonight, but he might be able to wrap it up next week if he can get a strong result here tonight. He could take his championship lead to over 50 points, which would mean he'd only have to outscore Bennett next week to take the title. He's currently just starting a lap there, and that looked like that was another improvement, but only very slightly. Well, I don't know actually. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong graphic there.
Yeah, this is his final lap then.
Yeah, this is the final run.
Yeah, here
that was an outlap. Yeah. So that wasn't an improvement that lap, but into the SSE comes.
Okay, so through the section, this is a very, very quick section here. You have to hook up very nicely. Can I hook up this apex here? Yes, beautiful. Now for this right left, it's very tricky to get this right. You don't use too much curb because you will get validated through this left little kink here. Now into the first or second really braking zone here. Very nice and late. Use that curb, hooks it up beautifully there. On the outside, he might have invalidated, but I think he got away with it. Now down the straight with a blazing sun in your eyes. Now into probably the hardest braking zone on the track. You want to use all the curb. You want to cut in really early in the left, use all the curb, which he didn't there. That could have cost him a little bit of time, but it's looking good so far. Now through this right, this is really hard to get right because your tyres will be screaming for help at the end here. Through this left, he hooks up beautifully again. This is a really good lap from Joel Brown. Now through this almost flat right-hander here, triple right-hander. Don't go outside the track limits. Now flick it into this left. He misses the apex a little bit there, but keeps it within the track. Now into the final corner. You're going to turn it nice and early and accelerate as early as you can to a line. Is it going to be pole for Joe?
Oh,
it is! Right, at almost a tenth and a little bit there, and that is pole position for Joran.
He improved by 2.5 temps there on that final lap. He absolutely knocked it out of the park. He found something from somewhere, as Joram always does, but we see this so many times. Joram, he always seems to find that little bit extra when he needs it, and that's why he's a 2-time champion. That's why he's had so many pole positions. GTJ is going to be sat there. He's going to be absolutely fuming with that. He thought he had that one, I bet.
Oh, Vincent Janssen goes quickest by 4 tenths. Wow.
Where's that come from?
We thought Joram had the perfect lap until we see this. Where is this come from?
Well, I don't know who else is out there, but I don't think anybody else is out there on a lap, so we're not going to be seeing any more surprises here. Penguin's the last driver out on a lap, but he's 5 seconds off of his personal best. But wow, what about that from Vincent Janssen? We saw Joram's lap.
Final minutes.
Yeah, we had you waxing lyrical there about Joram's lap, and we had no idea what was just around the corner with Vincent Janssen silencing his potential critics here tonight. What a lap there from our man driving in the Alfa Romeo tonight as a late stand in reserve, and Joram's got a fight on his hands.
Ferrari will furiously be taking notice about this youngster, maybe hiring him next year.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, it's not. Hopefully, it's not going to be another Mick Schumacher story for Vincent Janssen. But that looks like that is going to be that then for the qualifying session, as Penguin's just coming in.
Huh?
Yeah. So I mean, we thought that Joram had done it. You mentioned a couple of times there were a couple of little mistakes, missed the apexes and stuff, and didn't get as strong of exits.
Like that much, but I think that was a perfect lap until.
Do you know what it is? Riding on board with Joram, you can see how much running without any assists is, I think, compromising his lap time compared to other drivers. Because you look at how tentative he's having to be on the throttle, and you look at how he's over revving the car and the acceleration, and that's costing him acceleration unbelievably.
It requires a really precise driving technique to be able to be at this level with no assists. Is crazy.
Oh yeah. If you jump on board with somebody like GGJ, you can see he's flat on the pedal straight out of the corner. And you listen to Joram, and he's just over revving the car insanely, just trying to generate some kind of traction. But nonetheless,
I think like the most underrated driver in this grid right now is Game for Life in P8 with mediums. So that's a very good session from him.
Yeah, very strong indeed. But again, we wonder why he's doing it, because has nobody told him that he doesn't have to start on the tyres he qualifies on?
Yeah.
Maybe someone should tell him. But
yeah, maybe.
But here we are then. We're about to go for the formation lap here, ladies and gentlemen. And you just heard an absolutely superb narration there of a qualifying lap by my partner in the commentary box tonight, Max GT. I genuinely mean this. I could not have done that as well as you did. That was really that was insanely good. That was Martin Brundle-esque, that was.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Thank you.
Future Martin Brundle. Future Martin Brundle. Well done. That was sick. Honestly, it really was. But here we are. Anyway, we're on the countdown. We've got 15 seconds to go until the start of the formation lap here. For those of you watching the stream, if you do enjoy what you're seeing right now, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the Motive Racing channel if you want to see more action here on F1 or on ACC or Project Cars 2 for the foreseeable future. We don't know how long Project Cars 2 is still going to be a thing, but for now it still is. So we're going to just start up on this formation lap here. So we've got 14 drivers in the lobby here tonight. Unfortunately, we don't have a full grid because a few people are off watching the England game, and a couple of people have got kids who have got discos on tonight and stuff like that. So there's only one person has, but a few other people are watching the England game. So there's a few people not here, but I know there's a couple of very dedicated drivers who are actually watching the game on their phones or listening to the game on their phones whilst driving. That will be Penguin doing 1,000 corn. Yeah, these guys definitely have got a level of dedication to this course here. They're not letting anything stop them take part in Main Motive's F1 League here tonight. But it's going to be an interesting race here at Circuit in Americas. Hopefully we see all of these guys finish, or nearly all of them, because 14 drivers is low enough as it is without any of them retiring. But hopefully we can see almost everybody get to the end of the race. We have got safety cars now on reduced. We were running them on.
Can I butt in on that point, please?
Sorry. Yeah, go on.
We got Vincent Janssen here. He was starting on hards with Joram and GGJ on mediums behind him. If there was to be a safety car in the early stages of the race, or like towards lap 10 maybe, Vincent would be in a very complicated position because he doesn't have any harder tyres to go to, and he's going to have to stretch those mediums to the end, or maybe go for a free stopper or two stopper even. So it's a bit of a risk taking harder tyres at the beginning, but I think it would pay off for him.
Why often find Max, and Vincent almost loses it there. Bloody, I mean goodness me. Yeah, but like one thing I've always found is that if there's one safety car, there's always another. You sometimes get a race where there are none, and you might get lucky.
Very likely in this league.
Yeah, but when there's one, there's always more, because obviously when there's one safety car, it then bunches the pack up and causes people to be on different strategies, and then you get more incidents because people are battling in positions where they shouldn't be. So I find that if you get one safety car, you can usually bank on another, which is why I think Vincent should be alright. He'd probably put a set of softs on, or do a short stint or something, and then maybe put another set of softs on, but you never know. You never know how it's going to go, do you? But oh wow, what is going on here with Joe? I mean, he just does a donut on the starting grid.
Oh He's showing off, isn't he? He knows he's going to wrap up his championship very soon.
I don't know if it's intentional or whether that was just a bit of a mess up there.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Well, that was a little bit cheeky there from our two-time champion. Potentially could be a triple champion of Motive here in a couple of races time, maybe even as early as next week, as we see Red Nass misses pit box. Everybody else nailed their pit box there. The lights already coming on here at the head of the grid. We're about to go racing here at the Circuit in Americas as the engine revs are rising, and it's lights out and away we go. And it looked as though Joram got a slightly bogged down start. GGJ, he absolutely flies down the middle. In the background there, you've got Crazy Max looking to the inside as well. Pengudu trying to go around the outside of turn 1. As you can see, 3 wide, Pengudu wide. You can see him trying to keep it around the outside of the Mutts Nuts, but the Mutts Nuts keeps onto P5. GGJ leaves the race. Pengudu has had it off. Yeah, he's had a big moment there, and he's down to the back of the pack. It's GGJ from Vincent ahead of Joram. 1,000 corner ahead of the Mutts Nuts, and we can see the Game for Life's got ahead of the Grief up into P7, and the pack's a little bit spread out now with a few drivers falling by the wayside. Obviously, Raki's dropped off of the pack, and Pengudu with that big moment, but GGJ got an absolute flyer off of the line. I tell you what, if this was another game, I'd assume he'd jump the start.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is a shocking start. Crazy that this happens in F1 because he's on the same tyres as Joram, and Joram didn't have as good as a start as him. So that's a crazy start from GGJ.
It's all down to the traction. I think GGJ obviously runs assist, as does Vincent. Joram doesn't, and Joram always struggles off of the start line. Yeah, the Mutts Nuts is going. Oh, you can see 1,000 corners.
Switch back there.
Beautifully done.
Wow.
That was awesome. That was a really ballsy move there. 1,000 corners
down the inside there.
Can't get it done.
Now we're going to go through this left-hander here.
1,000 corns got it covered into the hairpin. It has the inside line.
Still side by side.
Yeah, 1,000 corns got it.
Close to contact.
We've got to watch out. Crazy Max has got the run there on the Mutts Nuts, and it's going to swoop around the outside of the next right-hander, and that's Crazy Max up into P5. GGJ though breaking away a little bit at the front on the medium tyres, the faster compound than Vincent Janssen. Vincent Janssen is coming under heavy pressure right now from Joram as they're coming into the final corner, and Joram's going to want to get on with this because he doesn't want to lose too much time to GGJ. We know what happens when he lets GGJ run off into the distance. As Game for Life has dropped down the order. What's happened to him? Oh, Game for Life's had a moment out of the final corner.
Oh no.
And the Grieve has also had a moment. Yeah, the Grieve and Game for Life both having moments. As we can see, Pengudu moving up into 13th place. Yeah, well, I wonder if there was a collision. Maybe it looks like possibly Game for Life is waiting for the Grieve, maybe to get going again. But nonetheless, that's a bit unfortunate for those two. As we look back up to the leaders, we've got GGJ and Vincent still separated by just under a second. Joram though is a lot closer to Vincent than Vincent is to GGJ at this point. And the Mutts Nuts going to have the Crazy Max. Yeah,
Crazy Max went very wide into that right-hander. I don't know whether I was to let him through or something, I don't know, but that looked unusual.
Yeah, the Mutts Nuts seizing on that straight away up into P5. Joram though is pretty close on the back of Vincent Janssen. Obviously no DRS just yet, it will be enabled on the next lap. We can see Game for Life's got ahead of Raki.
DRS, so he might go to the inside, he's going to go to the outside here, down into the left-hander. Can he get it done? This is going to be an epic move. Yes, he's up into P2 for Joram.
Good stuff there from him, as we can see, but Vincent Janssen trying to come back at him up the outside, coming into the next right-hander, but nothing doing there. Joram's got that sorted, as we also saw Pengudu getting ahead of Raki up into 12th place. Chicken Wing has managed to pick off Crescent Anime as well, up into 9th. Game for Life's got ahead of Penguin Dude now, up into 11th, so we see a lot of position changes, but Game for Life's gained 2 places there through those couple of corners that we saw just after the long straight. GGJ though leads by a second, Joram though into 2nd place. Now can he go after the race leader here? He's obviously got just over a second to make up. Vincent Janssen's also not done here. You can see he's still right on the back of him as they're coming over the line here to complete lap 2 of the race. Yeah, no surprise there.
He is catching GGJ even with that little battle with Vincent Janssen there. So he's on a charge here, young Joram.
Yeah, he is. He's really getting into it now, and like you say, he would have been held up a bit, but you can see he's already gained 2 tenths just on this lap since starting the lap. That's in what, 4 corners. He's gained 2 tenths. Now it's 3 tenths. He's now left well under a second behind. So Joram's now got a bit of momentum behind him, but Janssen, to be fair, is not dropping off of him. You can see he's keeping the gap honest at this point.
Yeah, the hards. Joram goes off the track there a little bit. That might be a warning. You need to look out for those in this track as well. They come thick and fast here.
Big lock up there. I tell you what, that was a huge lock up there from Joram.
That was a big lock up. Now the hards will have a slight disadvantage over the first couple of laps. Here comes Vincent Janssen.
Penguin Dude spun it, coming through the first sector. Yeah, let's jump back on board with the battle for second though.
But Vincent Janssen is going to go down the inside. Can he make this move stick? I think he can for now. Will Yaron get the switch back? No, he can't. He might go to the inside. No, he goes to the outside. And
this is the part
Vincent
of the track.
is back up into P2.
This is the part of the track where you'd expect that Jaron would come back at him though, because the mediums will have a much better traction.
Yeah,
the hard tyres are going to struggle through this stadium section, but for the time being, Janssen's got that covered off, and that was a great move there.
Up on the exit for Jaron.
A little bit, yeah. We can see Chicken Wings got ahead of Crest Anime up into 9th place. Does he get it? Does he manage to make it stick? He does. And those two just having a good little dice right now. But we're going to stick with this battle for second place because currently Janssen is just doing a bit of a to and fro here with Jaron.
Is that Crescent Anime or Chicken Wing that's gone off?
Chicken Wing, yeah, Chicken Wing's at a moment. Oh, we can just see him getting going again. He's really over-revving that Ferrari right now. So Chicken Wing's down to P13, and he's now lost out to the Grieve, Raki, and Crescent Anime.
Sorry to butt in, but let's not discount 1,000 Corn from this race. He's sticking with Joram here, and with the aid of DRS, this could be an interesting four-way battle for the lead here.
Yeah, definitely could. 1,000 Corn's always been a contender. I'll tell you what, there was one race he was on pole position in Singapore, and he obviously got spun out through turn 3 on lap 1 by GGJ in that incident. So he's always been up there. Whenever he's been able to race, he's always been near enough to the front. So I wonder if this could be an opportunity.
Because I did bin it in the wall, but you know.
Yeah, but like, he got taken out before you did in that one. But we got DRS here before Janssen once again. Is he going to breeze past GGJ coming down towards the end of the straight? He does. So Vincent Janssen obviously back up into the lead, but GGJ ahead of Joram into second place. Rednass has made the move on Twitch Storms as well, up into 7th place down the end of the back straight. That's job done there for him. We also lost Crest Anime from the race, so we're down to 13 drivers here in the still relatively early stages of this United States Grand Prix here tonight at Motive. But we've still got a four-way battle for the lead. We've still got Crazy Max and the Mutts Nuts running pretty close. We've still got Twitch Storms on the back of Rednass as well, and the battles are still coming in thick and fast right now. But we're going to stick with this battle for the lead because this is looking to be pretty hot at the moment, and it's still Janssen on his hard tyres doing what he needs to do, which is actually really impressive when you consider the fact that he would be losing quite a bit of pace per lap on those hard tyres. They're a lot more durable as well, so the further we go into this stint, the more momentum that's going to give him, and the more it's going to put the pressure on these guys here to get something done as soon as possible. Oh, it's Twitch Storm has lost out to the Grieve, and that's because he's into the pits, so that would explain that one.
Okay, so yeah, obviously if Vincent is this quick in this stint right here, I don't want to imagine his pace on the mediums. I think he'll be rapid.
Well, maybe it could be one of those tracks where the hards just seem to work quite well. I mean,
that too.
We saw it in the F1 in real life, especially Zandvoort. Do you remember the hard tyres were working better than the mediums? They were quicker. 100%. Yeah. It's really strange, but like.
But if you can see Vincent's light there on the back of his car, if you look on board from GGJ, his light is flashing, which means he is burning ERS to get out of the ERS range from GGJ.
Yeah, so he's looking.
Oh, but here comes the on remote on GGJ.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he's going to go round the outside, down into the left-hander again. It's going to be side by side. Joram's going to try and get the switch back, but GGJ parks it on the exit there, and he can't make that move stick for now.
They've gapped 1,000 Corn a little bit as well. He's now dropping off at this battle for the podium places. But yeah, coming back to your point there about Janssen and obviously harvesting ERS, Janssen has only got 10% of his battery left. GGJ has got 80% of his. Joram has got nearly 60%, 54% for Joram. Oh no! Janssen's lost it. He's dropped it there, coming to the final part of the lap.
No.
Wow, what a shame. He's still not in a bad position. If he can get it going quickly, he might be able to recover some time because he's obviously on the more durable tyre, but he's not moving.
Wow.
There he is.
That was crazy. I didn't expect him to drop it that late into the corner. Maybe just lost traction then, or the tyres maybe overheating. I'm
going to pull up the gap to the leader so we can see. So Janssen is now 12 seconds off of the lead at this point. So. As long as he hasn't got damage on the car, I didn't see. Did you see?
I don't think he made contact with the barriers. No.
No, he didn't. So he shouldn't have damage on the car. So if he can match the leaders for now.
Penalty.
Yeah, he's picked up a 3-second time penalty there. But if Janssen can match the leaders at this point, definitely so. If he can match the leaders at this stage and keep pace and just keep that gap at what it is, obviously GGJ and Joram will be battling, so that will help him. But
Something goes off the track there. and he's going to try and go down the inside. Or what he's going to do, he's going to send it down the inside there. Maybe will Rednas give him the space? Yep, that's good.
Yeah,
okay,
Rednas is going to have DRS this time though, surely, or was he ahead at the detection point?
No, he wasn't. So Vincent has DRS, so that is a move secured for now.
Very tactical move there from Vincent.
Yeah. But this is also where the psychological factor comes in. You know, you made a mistake, you were in the lead. Now he'll be a little bit demotivated, but after that move on Sunday, I think he'll be alright.
Yeah, I think like you say, it's going to have got him down a bit. He's going to be a bit frustrated now, and he'll probably be ruining what could have been. He could have been in such a good position here, where he was, you know, he probably...
Joe ran with a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, he would have been in a very good...
I've seen him come off the track a little bit of quite a few times there.
Vincent would have been in a position where he would be almost certain to win the race, as it was, where he was leading on the hard tyres. Now he's got to really fight for this, and obviously 12 seconds is quite a big gap to overhaul. But like you say,
come easy, but he can do it. It's not out yet.
Oh, certainly, and with these two battling as well, you know, they could slow each other down, and they've still got to do their stint on the hard tyres. We never know what strategy is going to come into it. We've got safety cars on reduced, so that should make it a bit more strategic, and hopefully we won't see a safety car, because with a few less drivers on the track, obviously, and the fact that the barriers are quite a long way away from the track, there shouldn't really be too many safety cars. I think Dakota's only seen about 2 safety cars in 10 years that it's been on the calendar, so you know, it's not a track that's renowned for its safety cars. This year was a bit of an anomaly, as we know, but generally speaking, it's not a track where you see too many, so maybe we could be seeing the strategy really coming out in this race, and Janssen could be onto a bit of a blinder. But right now GTJ is keeping Joram at bay. You can see the gap just creep over a second. Did he?
Yeah, Rednas has spun. He out of the hairpin there. He's had a little bit of a moment. I think that moves Game for Life and Grieve up a position.
Yeah, the gap just going up to over a second now between GTJ and Joram. Keeping it on that ARS battery. GTJ's still got more of his left than Joram has, so at this stage in the race, GTJ is looking actually better for pace and better for overall just race performance than Joram is.
Wide again, Joram.
Yeah, he needs to rein that in, because he'll be getting little track limit warnings popping up on his screen, and when you use too many of them,
penalties, so yeah, another one would hurt him.
Definitely would. But then again, GJ could pick up one, so it could be swings and roundabouts as the Mustnuts into the pits.
Now, I do think that Joram, although taking this race seriously, I think he just wants to finish the race in a good position. You know, I don't think he wants to fight the win too hard, because you know his title champion, title rival even, is out of the race. So if he can just get a little bit of points today and just extend that lead, I think he'll be happy.
Yeah, I think you're right, and Joram knows that he just needs to be consistent, as he always has been, and I think he also knows to give GTJ a bit of respect on the track, and you know, GTJ is going to give no quarter. He's always going to push to the limit. We saw these two. I remember the one race that really stands out to me was the battle they had in Abu Dhabi last season, in the final race of the season. I think Joram had already got the championship wrapped up at that point. They were having a battle and Joram was leading, and then in the end he just let him past and started doing some donuts. He's like, "Oh, GTJ, off you go. It's your win. Go have some fun. Knock yourself out."
I want a party.
Yeah, I just want to enjoy the last lap. But obviously we've he's just keeping him within striking distance right now. Joram's got a little bit more to fight for this time, because he knows perfectly well that anything can happen in the final 3 races of the season. You know, he could get very, very unlucky and retire from a couple of races, and then if that happened, then all of a sudden Bennett would be on him for the final, you know, race or 2 of the season. So Joram knows that he needs to maximise his points. He can't just settle for second best, but he'd take it if it's what I think. If he overall it's what he deserves tonight, I think he'll take it. He's not going to push crazy hard to try and deny GTJ, as we see Vincent Janssen fastest lap of the race there.
This is interesting, because Vincent is now on 0% ERS, so definitely he's pushing up to the leaders, trying to get into Crazy Max's DRS, evidently, and trying like bridge that gap between him and the leaders.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I said this earlier on, as this stint wears on, he's going to get more momentum compared to the others because his tyres, those hard tyres, they're not even going to have scratched the surface yet. They probably haven't even hit peak performance yet. That's how slow they are to warm up, and that's how slowly they actually wear out. The fact is that his tyres will be getting quicker and quicker, probably up until about lap 12, lap 15. That sort of window is where they start to then fade away. So at this point, he's just getting more and more confidence in the car. He's bringing that gap down. GGJ and Joe Ram, although their medium tyres shouldn't have started to go off yet, they're not going to be in the greatest of nick. And they probably, they're in sort of 5 laps time, they're going to start thinking about coming in because they're going to start starting around the surface, and they're just not going to feel like a brand new set of tyres anymore. So it's going to definitely play into Vincent Janssen's hands, and the longer this stint goes on, and obviously as long as the safety car doesn't come out, he should be in a great position here to still challenge for this race victory, despite that mistake that we saw a few laps ago where he obviously binned it coming through the final sector of the lap, and lost about 12 seconds it was. He's gained 2 since then, but he will be, I'll tell you what, if he doesn't win this race, he'll be kicking himself. Oh, it's Penguin and Chicken Wing had a bit of a battle here down the end of the straight, and we see there Penguin brilliantly executing the cutback there on Chicken Wing. Chicken Wing is back down the inside for the next corner though, pushes him a little bit wide. Great driving from these two as Chicken Wing does manage to hold on, but Penguin is back down the inside. Great stuff from Penguin. Chicken Wing a bit wide, and they will get a track limits for that, I'm sure. But does Penguin hold on to the next set of corners? I think he does. Job done there for Penguin. No, Chicken Wing's back down the inside.
Wow. This is a great race, especially around this section of the track, and Chicken Wing's gone wide. He's going to come back on the track. But yeah, I think that should be it, and we're around the same level ERS right now, so yeah, it's a very balanced battle.
Yeah, quite a representative.
He's going to have DRS, and he's going to go down the inside here, and he's
Chicken got out of it.
Corner.
I just jumped on board.
Chicken Wing sent it! Oh, what a move from Chicken Wing! That's crazy, yeah. This is a really good race.
I jumped on board with Chicken Wing there, and he let off the gas as they were coming into the corner. I thought, why is he doing that? But obviously what he was doing was he was taking it easy into the first part, doing a slow in, fast out technique, trying to just ease it into the corner and then get on the throttle as early as he could.
Look at Crazy Max 1000 corn. This is a good battle for last podium position.
Crazy Max has really ruled him in, hasn't he? I think 1000 Corn has made a mistake or two, because 1000 Corn was on the back of the leaders not too long ago, and he's now well out of that one. So I wonder if he's got himself into a bit of a rut maybe in the last couple of the laps.
And Vincent is 9 seconds from the lead, so he's definitely gained like 4 seconds in the last couple of laps or so, so he's really on charge here. But he's got no ERS left, and he's caught up to Crazy Max actually, now thinking about it. He's in DRS range of Vincent.
The amount that he's closed in on the leaders, and it's not even as if they're battling, because GGJ and Jerome are well apart, they're not engaging. I think Jerome's just, maybe he might even be standing off of GGJ deliberately here, just so he doesn't get into his dirty air and wear out his tyres too much. Maybe he's just trying to look after it and try and keep himself in the strategic battle. But Janssen's going to struggle here because he's got a couple of drivers he needs to clear, and he's going to be stuck in a DRS train as well, which is the last thing he needs when he's clearing, I guess, traffic, albeit they are poor position. But right now he's right on the back of these podium battles here, and these guys are going to be going at it. They're going to be giving no quarter here to this man, despite the fact that he's probably a lot quicker than them at this stage. They're going to be fighting this for everything they got. Crazy Max has got DRS on 1000 Corn himself. Also keeping an eye on the Grieve and Game for Life because they're quite close there on the timing board. But we're coming down the back straight right now. DRS here for Crazy Max, as he now is going to, a little bit too far back here at the moment, isn't he, on 1000 Corn? Yeah. And stuck in for the time being. Vincent's going
to be very cautious around here because you don't want to get caught up in the battle between these two. Now, Crazy Max and 1000 Corn do look like they're in a battle, like in the peak of a battle right here. So maybe if they come together, Vincent just pick up the scraps.
Sorry to buy in, Max. The Mutt-Nuts is making a move down the inside of the red, and that's up into 6th place there. That's job done for him, and Game for Life also down the inside there. However, but the Grieve is fighting back around the outside, but he gets it done there. Good move from Game for Life, as we can see Twitch Storms. Yeah, Chicken Wing and Twitch Storms have had a moment here. Don't know what happened there to them.
The Grieve's off.
Oh no. As we can see,
Game for Life is a gel run pits.
Yep. Out he goes, he's on the hard.
This could be an undercut attempt on GGJ, so let's see how this pans out.
Well, we know the hards have been working well around here.
Vincent, down the inside of Crazy Max, he's made that move. That's very close for him, but he's made the move, and that's a great move there. And Crazy Max gets a penalty as well.
Yeah, beautifully done there from Vincent. I think Crazy Max had to sort of like move over to accommodate him a little bit there. The Greaves also got a 3-second time penalty as well, so now the penalties are getting handed out thick and fast here. But Vincent Janssen now in some clean air. He'll be hoping that he doesn't get Crazy Max going back at him here, but he's on the back of 1000 Corn, and can he get the run?
On the straight, this is definitely where he's going to overtake.
He's
going to use the very limited amount of ERS he has. He's going to pull over to the left. 1000 Corn's not going to go to the inside. He just wants to wave him through, not lose any time to his main race rival, really, Crazy Max, as he goes down the inside. Oh, he's hit him! Oh, Crazy Max has hit the back of 1000 Corn. He outbraked himself there, and they made contact. That's definitely on 1000 Corn though.
Crazy Max was definitely a fault. He was going charging in. The thing is because Vincent was obviously in front of 1000 Corn, so 1000 Corn couldn't go full send into the corner like he usually would, so he couldn't take his normal line. He was being a bit hesitant, trying to give space to the other driver, and Crazy Max was just like, no.
GJ pits.
GJ into the pits, But Crazy Max, I think, was just kind of like oblivious to what was going on in front of him there, in a sense.
1000 Corn as well.
Yeah,
that's really, it's a hard one to look at because, well, he did give a position back, and I don't think there's much damage as well. With him giving the position back, you can obviously tell that he's admitted that he's at his fault. So,
let's see what Joram does here. Joram's just coming to the end of the pit straight. You can see there GGJ has cleared him clearly here. Wow, GGJ.
The undercut has not worked.
Yeah, well, having said that, Joram has gained a little bit. It was 1.7 before they came in. The gap's now down to 1.2, so Joram did gain about half a second. Yeah, they want undercut nearly worked.
On the cold hards, he will have DRS, so this could be a good play from Joram.
Yeah, this very well could be, because he's got so much pace over GGJ coming through the S's there. The gap's now only 0.7 of a second. This could be Joram's one opportunity. I'll tell you what, if you talk about the biggest opportunities that could come to him in this race, this is really it for Joram, as he's now got the run here out of the hairpin. Now GGJ's tyres will be up to temperature, but the thing is, Joram's gained so much on him that he now finds himself on the cusp of maybe taking track position here as we come down the long straight. DRS open for Joram. Once again, looks like GGJ has just got the legs of him. Yeah, he's got the legs. Now, it looks like GGJ's got a bit of a lower downforce setup here than Joram.
Yeah. On the cold hards, they are absolute pain to wake up, honestly, and they've only just barely scraped the 80-degree mark, so these are going to be a while until they've actually proper waked up into a race.
Yeah, so Joram's obviously got a lap more under his belt here, and will try and keep GGJ under pressure, but as this goes on, GGJ will start to get a bit more confidence, and that opportunity for Joram will start to slip away. But we currently still got Vincent Janssen out in front, obviously leading the race, still yet to pit in this one. He was leading early on, but made a mistake, dropped back to about 10 seconds behind GGJ and Joram, but obviously on a slower hard tyres, we know that he's got technically the strategic ace up his sleeve. Is it going to be enough in the final part of this race? Will he be able to use his faster medium tyres in the second stint to full effect here in the closing stages of this race? He's currently got 11 seconds over GGJ and Joram. Obviously a pit stop is about 20 seconds, so he'll probably come out around 9 or 10 seconds behind them if he pitted now, but that will only go up as he continues to stay out, because he doesn't want to come in too soon and end up finding that he has to do too many laps on the mediums.
Following through the S section, they are literally bumping to the front wing here. This is good racing here as Raki gets out of the way. Now this is also an opportunity of where John can get past, but look at GGJ's ERS. He's on like 80%, whereas like Yoma has like 50% or 40% even. So GGJ has DRS from Raki as well, so that's going to frustrate Joram, I can tell.
As Joram here is still looking at the showing the inside there to GGJ, but nothing doing at the moment. And obviously you see those guys making their way through. Raki got well out of the way. By the time I even looked up, he was already out of the way. So Raki is being very sportsmanlike there. Fair play to him. But Joram is just looking all over GGJ at the moment. He's trying to find an opening, but at this point it just looks like GGJ's just got enough, and every time they come down the straights as well, GGJ seems to have a bit more straight line speed than Joram. I wonder maybe if GGJ has got a lower downforce setup than Joram, and Joram has probably gone for like the high speed, or rather the more grip in the slower parts of the track potentially.
You can definitely tell, because through the S section where downforce is key, Yoma is definitely on the back of GGJ, but GGJ sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, the thing is that through the S section you can have a quick car. It's all well and good having a car that's planted, but but the track's just not wide enough. If you can't make the car, if you can't make the track 2 meters wider or 5 or 10 meters wider, then you're not going to be able to do anything.
Vincent gets a penalty,
which could play massively into the hands of GGJ here. The only one of the top 3, the contenders for the race win, who doesn't have a penalty at this point. So that might pay dividends for him by the time we get to the end. In fact, as it's going right now, it definitely will. Joram hasn't just got to get ahead of him, which is looking unlikely even that, but he's also got to pull out a 3-second gap, and that's if he doesn't get more penalties between now and the end of the race. GGJ has kept it good as gold so far. He's been clean as a whistle, and he's currently getting the reward for it as it stands. But Vincent Janssen still leading the race at the moment.
A lot of ERS here, but he will not get past.
He's using practically all of it. He's basically just blowing all of his load down that back straight, and then he's leaving himself with nothing coming through this part of the track. So he's just, at the moment, he's not really playing the strategy here. I think he's going all out trying to grab track position. He just wants to get ahead of him, because he knows if he can get ahead of him, he can pull out the gap through corners and sections of the track like this. But it's just not happening for him at this point. He just can't seem to get close enough.
Yeah, I know Joram very personally, and I know in these situations he'll get a little bit heated. As he almost goes wise there. Yeah, he just needs to, focus down, relax, and just charge at ERS to go for another attack. There's 12 laps left, as John gets the fastest lap actually. But yeah, he just needs to relax, charge his ERS, and then go for another attack soon.
That's it, yeah. Keep himself in that window and just keep GGJ under a bit of pressure. These two obviously are still battling, but they're conscious of the fact that Vincent will be coming for them at the end of the race. Vincent with a 3-second penalty as well, as Redlass has gone out with a 3-second time penalty. That's popped up on our screen there, so he's done a bit of track limits as he's trying to chase after the Grieve. Obviously he's on the hards, the Grieve on the mediums, so I think the Grieve will be pulling away from him over the course of this final stint. But Redlass's race, I would say, is probably with Twitch Storms, who's 3 seconds behind him on the mediums. Crazy Max there with a 3-second time penalty as well in his pursuit of 1000 Corn. These two, not sure if they're I think they're out of the battle now for the podium, because Vincent is now too far ahead, I think, for them to be anywhere near him. They're obviously on the slower tyres anyway, but I think even when Vincent comes out, now he's going to come out ahead of them 25-26 seconds. I don't think he's going to lose that much time in the pits. So I think this is now the battle for 4th and 5th, well and truly. But here we go. Crazy Max has got DRS here coming down the back straight, and he'll get that closing speed. Look at the speed. That is incredible there. I think he's got lower downforce than, way lower downforce than the Mercedes 1000 Corn. Breezes past him like he's not even there, and Crazy Max up into 4th place. Job done.
Wasting no time there, of course. Yeah, definitely. I've just checked the race director, and GTJ is on 1 warning out of 3, so he's definitely taking it slow and just not getting a warning, because if he doesn't get a penalty this race, he can well win this race then.
I didn't even know you could check that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've commentated probably on over 50, maybe 60 races. No, it's 4 seasons, so must be between 70 and 80 races I've commentated on F1, on the F1 game. I never knew you could do that. I'm just
go to race director and then click on someone and go to view lap times, and you can see how many warnings they get.
As you see, 1000 Corn's got back out of Crazy Max into turn 1, and he just squeezes through there. Job done once again for 1000 Corn. These two swapping positions. Great little battle they're having as they're coming through the S's. But 1000 Corn there grabbing the initiative once again, and the gap between GGJ and Joram just crept up a little bit actually in the first sector. For the first time in a long time, we usually see Joram clawing that gap down in the first sector, but this time around GGJ's kept it at thick end of a second, and Joram is way too far back to even entertain a move coming down this back straight. Despite the DRS, GGJ's still got way more ERS than Joram has. And GGJ will have his ERS battery in hand to be able to extend that gap to Joram in the final part of the race. So right now it's still very much advantage him. These two are losing time to Vincent despite the fact that their tyres are 12 laps older.
Yeah, definitely.
He's flying.
Now, yeah, GGJ has extraordinary talent, is evident about his ERS handling. Now, this will come into massive effect as Vincent sets another fastest lap on 17 lap old tyres. He's
driving like a man possessed tonight, I tell you what. He is doing a fantastic job. Out here with a point to prove a little bit as well is Vincent Janssen. He has been embroiled in some controversy in the past here at Motive, but we decided we wanted to draw a line under that and forget about the past and try and focus focus on the present, and we can see right now he is continuing to eke out that gap. I was saying before, despite the fact that he's done 12 more laps on these tyres, he is still slightly quicker than GTJ and Gelram. They just don't seem to be able to live with him at this point. He's continuing to eke out that gap, and if it wasn't for that one mistake that he made in that first stint, he would have this race in the bag already. The fact is, he might get it even now, but he needs to absolutely set the timing board alight in the final 10 laps of this race.
He can even go to softs, like in the next couple of laps. So maybe he can go 2 more laps, can go to softs and absolutely throw it at every car he sees. That
is a point. That's a very good point, actually. And he won't see any cars other than GTJ and Gelram, because he's far enough ahead of 1000 Corn. He's going to come out ahead of 1000 Corn, so he can just blitz it around this track. The only drivers he's going to see are back markers. He can absolutely.
He needed to gain about a second a lap if he was to pit on lap 20. So it's basically a Michael Schumacher qualifying lap every lap situation.
Definitely so, but when's he going to come in and box? Because, as you said before, if he longs it out,
Crazy Max, they're side by side heading through this section here. We know what these two have been like. Oh, they made contact there. I don't think that's any harm done there, but still, yeah, that's a good move. I don't know who was in front at the beginning. I think it was Crazy Max, but yeah, good move.
Brilliant stuff there. We're still keeping an eye on that battle right now between GJ and Gelram. It's also very much open who's going to win this race, with Vincent Janssen presumably longing it out and trying to wait until he can put the soft tyres on before he comes into the pits. But back to the battle here, 4th from a 5th, down the start finish straight they come. 1000 Corn still just ahead of Crazy Max, and he's far enough ahead to be out of threat of ascending from Crazy Max. Crazy Max is too far back coming into turn 1, but Gelram has got, that's it. That's the nail. That's the nail, I think.
That's decided. Yeah,
that's the nail in his race. It's between GTJ and Vincent now.
Yeah, and now GTJ will be happy about this because, you know, Gelram's a little bit of a buffer between himself and Vincent when he pits. So he's going to have to get past Gelram, and I don't think Gelram's going to be lifting off through him anytime soon. So yeah, I think GTJ will be licking his lips in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We see Gelram, too far back once again to make anything happen there on GTJ. But let's jump on with Vincent, see if this is the lap when he decides to come in. As you said there, Max, 8 laps is about the max you can do on the soft tyres. So let's see if he's going to come in a lap early, or is he just going to stretch these hard tyres for one more lap and put those soft tyres on, or is he going to put the mediums on? He's staying out, so he's going to, I assume, put the softs on for this final stint, which is only going to be a very short stint.
Well, now, one thing I'm keeping my eye on is GTJ's fuel situation. You can see on his wheel that he's just about neutral with his fuel, so he'll just about make it to the end, whereas Gelram has 1 lap extra, so GTJ will have to fuel save a little bit here.
But then again, I mean, I don't think Gelram's a threat to him, but like you say, Vincent could certainly be the thorn in the side here for GTJ.
Definitely, yeah. Now, I don't know what Vincent is, yes, plus 0.2 a lap, so yeah, they're about the same situation, but GTJ will definitely have to lift and coast through some corners.
But like we said before, Vincent is going to have an extraordinary pace advantage in these final 8 laps or 7 laps, or however he decides to play it. Is he going to try and play it safe and wait an extra couple of laps, or is he going to come in and try and do 8 laps on these soft tyres? Obviously, the longer he waits, the slower he's going to be, but he's also...
He's going to have to catch up.
But he can also take more out of them.
Cleaner as well.
Yeah, but you can also take more. You can take more life out of his tyres.
That's a good point.
In that remainder of the race. So it's all down to Vincent. What is his strategist telling him? What is his intuition telling him at this point? That's what we're going to find out in a few moments' time.
So he needs to keep an eye on his ERS as well, because when he pits, he's going to have like 40% of ERS maybe if he's lucky. So he needs to just be careful here and charge up the battery for the last couple of laps.
See the Greaves picked up a 3-second time penalty there for track limits, so he becomes the 10th driver out of 14.
So really, Vincent is killing his race here, harming his chances at least, or most even. But yeah, GTJ still without a penalty. I think he's in a very good position here.
Yeah,
still with only 1 warning.
Vincent doesn't even need to look after his soft tyres. When he puts them on, if he puts them on, he doesn't even need to conserve them or anything. He can go all out for the last 7 laps.
With a mistake.
Well, I reckon Vincent is going to have probably at least 2 seconds a lap on these two.
Yeah, definitely.
When he comes in, he's going to come out.
Play it out because the hards are going to be very finished by the time he goes into the pits, so he's going to have an even bigger advantage.
Saying that though, Max, his tyres are starting to go off. Have you noticed the gap's now coming down? It's now it was just under 11 seconds for a moment there. It's now dipping back up under 11 seconds. So GGJ's gained about nearly a second on Vincent over the last lap or so.
He needs to call it here this lap.
Yeah, his hard tyres are now starting to struggle.
Now he's used all of his ERS, so I think he is going to pit this lap.
Yeah, I think that he should be still in a good position here to take everything out of those soft tyres. If he can average 2 seconds a lap quicker, then GGJ, he will be able to pass him with a couple of laps left to go and pull out that gap. But like you say, yeah, he needs to just get himself around these final few corners. The gap is now nearly under 10 seconds.
Joram, we can't discount Joram here though. He could be harming GGJ's race as well, as he is right behind him. He might charge his ERS for a second now.
What's Joram's fuel like? Because you said that he's got more fuel to burn.
Lap.
Right.
So he could just, he has no worries there.
He can actually burn.
Is on neutral here.
He can burn it on a rich Joram cannon.
Vincent's in.
So what's the gap going to be between these two, GGJ, Joram and Vincent? Because I reckon it's going to be about 10 seconds when he comes out of the pits. Obviously we have got 6 laps left to go, or 7 should I say, including this one. So 7 laps left to go here in this race. Vincent comes out, and now you can see Penguin Dude also coming into the pits for some soft tyres here on lap 22. So here we go, Vincent's back out on the track. What is the gap?
80 seconds to Joram. About 9 seconds to GGJ, I think he can do it.
That will go up in this sector because obviously he's on cold tyres coming through the S's, so it'll probably be about 10 seconds.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Well, it's about 9 seconds to the leaders here, Vincent Janssen. So it's now basically it's all on him. It's now down to whatever pace he can extract here from these soft tyres. As we can see, Red Mass has got ahead of the Krieg up into 7th place.
They were side by side through that corner there, Joram and GGJ. Joram had to go off a track. He's going to use all of his ERS here to make a move for the lead. He's going to go down the inside. GGJ doesn't want to fight this because he's got the main rival of this race right behind him, and this is going to harm him even more if they keep fighting like this, so this is not smart.
We've said before, Joram has got more fuel to burn here. He can put rich mix on for the last part of this race. GGJ is going to have to look after his fuel just that little bit, and potentially now Joram is going to send it around this circuit in the Americas and really try and extract the absolute maximum performance he can out of these hard tyres. He's got 1 lap older tyres here than GGJ, but can he negate that with the higher fuel setting that he's able to run his car on and maybe make up a bit of time here? GGJ's got 7 seconds back to Vincent Janssen. We've got to also remember that Joram has to pull out 6 seconds here to GGJ in the final part of this race if he wants to win. He can't win just by staying in front of him because, as we said before, he's got that 6-second penalty. GGJ's got no penalties, and Vincent Janssen has got a 3-second penalty. So Vincent Janssen's still not out of the woods.
This is interesting because, the time between Vincent and GGJ is just tumbling now at 5 seconds. It was 6 seconds at the beginning of the straight, basically. So it is coming down very, very quickly. And GGJ and Joram fighting is not the best idea right now for GGJ.
Yeah, Vincent has gained about 2.5 seconds just on that lap alone.
That's mental how he's that quick. And he's still got about 15% of ERS, so he's pushing all of his resources.
Yeah, I don't think these guys have got much of a chance here against Janssen. No, definitely not. But GGJ trying to come back at Joram. Obviously, he's having to save a bit of fuel right now. Can he still make the move coming down to the end of the back straight? Here we go. He's to the inside. The DRS wide open. Yeah, he's going to look down the inside. Joram is keeping it there around the outside, but GGJ's back down the inside and takes the lead. But these two slowing each other down, and this is the last thing that they need with Janssen coming after them at a rate of knots. The question is Janssen going to burn out his soft tyres at the rate that he's going and the amount of life that he's going to be taking out of them? Are they going to be going off slightly by the time he gets onto the back of them?
Well, one thing they need to, Vincent needs to look out for is the temperature, because the temperature in the softs will rise very quickly if you don't treat them well. So you do need to look after that.
GGJ still leading the race, half a second currently separating himself and Joram, but Vincent Janssen is now within striking distance. He can see them just up ahead of him there. There's barely anything between them. 3 seconds off of the lead is Vincent Janssen. He has gained 3 seconds a lap on these two in the last couple of laps. He's gained 6 seconds. He was 9 seconds off of the lead when he came out of the pits. He is now less than 3 seconds behind your race leader GGJ, who still can't shake off Gelram. These two have battled for the lead since the beginning. The only thing that could save these two now... Yeah, he's crashed out. Is that going to be a safety car? That'll be the last thing that Janssen wants at this point, I tell you.
Yeah,
doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car.
No, it's not, I don't think. I don't know where he's parked it though.
It's not even a VSC,
yeah. Raki's not gone past him yet. I'm just going to go on board with Raki to see where Chicken Wings parked it. He might have retired in the pits, but I don't think that's, what he's done. But yeah, anyway.
Janssen just out of DRS here, couldn't quite sneak into that range. Gelram though is looking to make the move here. Can he get it done? Yes he does, round the outside, but GGJ's going to send one back down the inside. Yeah, but Gelram's got it done. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, and that should be job done there. Back up into P1 as GGJ's giving him a hard time of it though, but Gelram just squeezing him to the edge of the track and nothing that GGJ can do. But now the big man on the horizon here is Vincent Janssen. Game for Life is out. Yeah, is that going to be a safety car? Double waved yellow flags through sector 3. Looks like the marshals here at Circuit of the Americas are going to try and recover that under double waved yellow flags and not try and ruin this race, which is absolutely brewing. Very, very excitingly here right now. Raki's got a 3-second time penalty as well for track limits, but Janssen is now right on the back here of these two.
Yeah, Vincent is very low on ERS here, and he might even challenge him straight if he can go around the outside, maybe.
GJ's
there's a luck car there.
Oh.
He might get in the way.
No.
Oh, that might be looked at after the session, but oh wow, that's very close. Too close to call.
The thing is, Vincent Janssen now already on his 4th lap on these soft tyres. We know how quickly the tyres wear out here as well, and obviously the soft, you need to keep it quite kind to them to keep them in a window. So at this point, are his tyres already now going to be starting to go off a little bit? Are they already going to be feeling the pace, do we reckon?
Oh, he's got a penalty again.
No way! That's going to hand GGJ the win. Wow.
That could be a decider. He's frustrated. Look, he's weaving there. He's going to try and spend all his resources now to get past him and just kind of streak off in the lead. With the type of pace that Vincent has right now, it's still possible for him to win, but it's not looking likely anymore.
What are his tyres like though? That's the question, because like those soft tyres are going to be going off so quickly at this point. He hasn't even got the pace to get ahead of GGJ, because GGJ has got DRS on Gelram, so Gelram obviously giving that DRS to GGJ. GGJ, yeah, he just had every bit of defence that he needed there to keep ahead of Vincent, and Vincent, nothing he can do. Just has to watch and wait and struggle here as he's just over a second off of the lead. Gelram gets it all wrong there coming on the exit of the stadium section. Got it ever so wide, and that's allowed GGJ right onto the back of him once again. We've got just over 3 laps in this race as the Grieve, he's crashed out, and they've got double wave yellow flags through sector 3. So is that going to be a safety car? I think we're going to get a similar answer to the similar 3 times that we've asked that question in the last couple of laps. It's going to be a big fat NO, but coming over the line to start lap 26 of the race, and we can see here Gelram has got a slender lead. GGJ and Vincent right on him here as Vincent throws a little feint to the inside there coming into turn 1. He's not close enough at the moment, and GGJ survives that one as Penguin is into a knife, because the Grieve is obviously DNF'd from the race. But Vincent Janssen on his fresh soft tyres, they're not fresh anymore, they're now starting to feel the pace a little bit. He's also got the added disadvantage of an extra time penalty of now what is 6 seconds on his back, so he's now in a similar position. He's in the same position in terms of penalties as the race leader Gelram, and these two are both going to lose out to GGJ. I think, barring any simply monumental incidents here, Max, I think GGJ's got the win here.
Yeah, definitely. And if you ride on board with Vincent for a bit, you can see him just fuel saving, especially in the first sector as well. After ES's, he was just going into 8th gear, cruising. I think he's accepted that he's not going to win here tonight.
Yeah, I think now it's going to be all about whether Vincent can get P2 off of Gelram, but we see GGJ going to go around the outside here of Gelram. Can Gelram hold on to this one? He's going to squeeze him. Yeah, GGJ just goes for the move there. He had a little bit of room on the inside, which he's fully gone and made use of, and GGJ has taken the lead of the race. Obviously, there's not too much riding on this move, because these two are in very different positions. Gelram with a 6-second penalty, he would have lost out to GGJ anyway. Probably doesn't want to lose too much time and try and screw himself over in his battle with Vincent. But obviously Vincent now has done 5 laps on these soft tyres. On a soft, that's a fair stint. So now Gelram's got to watch out, but he's now in a better position than he was a few laps ago, because Vincent Janssen has used up his tyres. He's obviously been stuck behind these two as well, which would have cost him a bit of degradation. He's having to fuel save as well, and he's probably oblivious to the fact that Gelram is also fuel saving, so that might be psychologically something that can play against him here.
Yeah. Now, he should not give up right now, Vincent, because Joram is, of course, fifth position on track. Now, if he can get ahead of Joram, he's for P2. Now, we just need to wait here. I can see what he's doing. He's just going to wait to see if GGJ and Joram are going to come together, because they've been at each other's throat for the last, like, 20 laps. So if they come together, Vincent is going to win, but I don't think he will. It's unlikely now.
We just saw on the screen pop up there, 1,000 corners picked up an additional 3-second time penalty there for track limits again. He's just putting a lap there on the McLaren of Penguin Dude, but we're going to stick with this battle for the time being. As that was a hiccup for the lead of the race, because we've got a lap and a half left to go here in this one, and it's Joram still trying to put this pressure all over the back of GGJ as they're now coming to the end of the back straight. Is he going to look to the inside? He's going to throw one. Here we go. Joram there down the inside. GGJ sees him coming and leaves him the space. GGJ knows it's not his fight, but he's keeping it on the outside. Oh, it's going to be a great move from GGJ. What a fantastic counter move there from GGJ. Back into the lead of the race. Joram's going to try and fight back, come into the hairpin, but GGJ defends the inside line and has got that back. Great racing from these two.
Yeah, and definitely you can see the higher downforce that GGJ has. He has the confidence and he has the pace to be able to hold it around the outside into that left-hander.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing there through those slower corners, getting onto the traction. He has the knack of it, unlike Joram, who's running with no traction control. GGJ can plant his foot onto the pedal, and we're seeing that currently in case in point there. Yeah, Joram's going to look to the outside of GGJ down the start finish straight. He's got DRS once again, and this is going to be another position change between these two. What a battle these guys have had. Shame that Joram has picked up 2 penalties, which is going to drop him behind him by quite some way. Penguin just picked up a 3-second time penalty as well as we start the final lap of the race, but Joram, GGJ and Vincent Janssen running within 1.2 seconds. Janssen's soft tyres are now really starting to feel the pace. You can see he has dropped well away from these guys. I think he took a bit too much out of them in those 3 laps that he was running by himself.
Yeah, definitely. GGJ like covered track there almost. I don't know how that was not a penalty, but yeah, Vincent has one last shot, and so does GGJ on this straight. And you can see all these 3 are very low on ERS because they've been pushing the whole of this race basically. Now Vincent's going to use all this ERS here. Joram's going to weave a little bit down the straight. Can GGJ maybe make a move? No, not really, as we're going to the corner. Oh, GGJ brakes a little bit later than Joram, but that means no moves made here. And as it seems now, the order is going to be kept, but not for Joram, as there's a penalty, and GGJ is looking for a win.
Oh, he's going to send one. GGJ down the inside. Does he go deep? He's going to go deep.
Oh my God! He almost hosted straight into the side of Joram there. That could be.
Joram wants to get this. He wants to win this race just for his own pride. He wants to win this on the track, and he's managed to that might give Joram P2. That could give Joram P2. Where is he going to come out here? He's coming into the final corner. Joram takes it on the track. GGJ is your race winner for the US Grand Prix here. But Vincent Janssen, is he going to get P2? No! He doesn't!
Oh no! Oh wow! It comes down to the last 2 corners and Vincent has to throw it away.
Wait, Vincent had got an extra couple of penalties as well. No, he hadn't. Oh wow!
What a last couple of corners there at the Grand Prix. Wow, what a race.
That was unbelievable. We can see, so GGJ first, Joram second, Vincent third, 1,000 Corn came over in 4th place. Crazy Max there.
Bad race from him.
P5 for him, yeah, not bad at all. Mutsnuts P6 was a little bit innocuous there during that one, but nonetheless some good points there for him. As we see, he's well ahead of Rednas. Rednas struggled here tonight. Twitch Storms and Penguin Dude have both already finished the race a lap down. Raki's coming through into the final few corners. Who's ahead out of Raki and Rednas? I think it's Rednas is ahead of Raki on the track. In fact, no, Raki's ahead of Rednas. So Raki will be the next driver to come over the line here. P10 for him. He takes the final points paying position. Rednas will be the last driver. No, he won't be the last. Yeah, he is the last driver to come over the line, and that is P7 there for him. But what a race that was tonight here on the Motive channel. That was a great race for 2 of us to be commentating. I tell you what, Max.
Oh yeah.
We had an absolute field day.
Yeah, I definitely picked the right race to come out of. Yeah, it's always a very high action, high intensity track to race on and both commentate on. Now found out, so yeah, yeah, a really good race.
Definitely so. We definitely had a bit of fun there, and hopefully you, the drivers, enjoy watching this back a little bit more with 2 of us on the comms. If you did, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends, family members, and otherwise associates if you did enjoy and you want them to check it out. But nonetheless, 14 drivers on the grid. I was worried it'd be a little bit not as exciting as usual, but I think the guys fully delivered here. Obviously, with England playing the USA tonight, we were missing quite a few people, but nonetheless, we still put on a show here, as we always try to do. So, GGJ taking the win based on the time penalties. Joam took the win on the track, but couldn't do it in terms of the classification. Vincent Janssen was flying at the end on those soft tyres, a 35.5.
That way.
Yeah, 2 seconds he was quicker a lap.
What a lap.
He made those hard tyres last an age as well. Not just this pace at the end, but also his tyre conservation for the first 21 laps of the race. Insane. And the pace he was going at as well, you know, he wasn't taking it easy, and he still managed to save those tyres. Like, absolutely god tier tyre conservation there.
Definitely tied to contend the next season.
Oh, 100%. If he's in the league next season, then he will be up there. 1000 Corn P4. Crazy Max, we saw him having a good battle with 1000 Corn in the first part. He comes over P5. The Mutt's not 6th, Red Last 7th. Yeah, they had a couple of coming together, didn't they? But it was interesting to watch. Twitch Storms, Pengudu, Raki completing the points, and obviously Crestnana made the Grief, Game for Life, and Chicken retiring from the race. But guys, that was absolutely fantastic. Max, I fully enjoyed commentating with you, and hopefully, if you don't want to race in the future, then you're more than welcome to join me in the box anytime you want.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me. It was a great time and definitely a really good experience.
Absolutely, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Join us for the next round of the F1 League. We will be where will we go for next week? Let's go back to SLP again. Let's have a look. I can let you know. We will be at Mexico City for next week. So same time.
I love a track, so I'm not going to be commentating.
Max will be back on track for that one. But guys, I will be here once again as always, and we'll see you then. Take it easy and good night.
Good night.